In class, I am Mr. Martinez, and today I will go over our French Revolution unit website. Starting off with a unit summary. In this unit, you will learn about the French Revolution, the conditions in the preceding Ancien regime which provided the spark for the revolution, the changes that revolution brought to France, and what became of the revolution. We will also briefly go over prior notable revolutions to emphasize the break with the past the French Revolution would bring forth. By going over all this, it is my hope that you understand why the world is as it is. This is a social studies class in world history for the 10th grade level. Now, moving on to our course content standards. Number 1. Students recognize the complexity of historical causes and effects, including the limitation on determining cause and effect. Number 2. Students compare the present with the past, evaluating the consequences of past events and decisions, and determining the lessons that were learned. Lastly, number 3. Students interpret past events and issues within the context with an event unfolded rather than solely in terms of present-day norms and values. Now moving on there, here are the essential questions I want you to think about throughout the unit. Number 1. What was revolutionary about the French Revolution compared to other earlier revolutions, such as the American Revolutionary War or the British Glorious Revolution? Number 2. How did the aims and methods of the French revolutionaries change as the revolution progressed? And number 3. How strong was the French class system personified in its estates before the revolution swept them away? Now, moving on to learning objectives, or what you should be able to know by the end of this unit. Number 1. Students will be able to differentiate the impact the French Revolution had on society in comparison to other revolutions in history. Number 2. Students will be able to single out how Enlightenment ideas influenced the Declaration of the Rights of Man. And number 3, students will understand how political clubs would direct the revolution. Now moving on to the big unit concepts, or the phrases and beliefs the French Revolution brought about. Starting with liberty. In the case of the French Revolution, liberty means freedom from things. Things in the case of the revolution were the tyrannical grip of the French monarchy, which could detain people at its leisure and do with them as it wished. It was also freedom from censorship. The press in France during the monarchy was strictly controlled to ensure either events weren't published or written in a positive light. It also means freedom from torture. France had a multitude of horrific forms of torture which dated back to the Dark Ages. All these things were abolished by the early stages of the revolution. Equality. The end of privileges earned through birth and not merit. The French Revolution would sweep away France's class system by law, and then later through execution. Nobles would either flee to neighboring countries or fall prey to the national razor, otherwise known as the guillotine. And lastly, fraternity. A major idea that came from the revolution was fraternity, or in other words, brotherhood. The belief that the people of France come together and treat each other as a family is tied in with equality. To get across that you treat everyone the same. Think of it as an early form of nationalism, which replaced the king and subject dichotomy which ruled France. Here are some big ideas you might want to think about. To what lengths would you want to achieve freedom and equality? And could the revolutionaries have achieved their goals without resorting to terror? Now, moving on from that, the ways I will assess your knowledge. Right. So just give it a little bit, just load up. While we wait, the entry-level assessment will be a little online quiz of 8 questions you should do before the end of the first week, basically so I can get a handle of what you already know. That way I can edit the class schedule accordingly. Now that this is loaded, let me go over some other methods I'll test your knowledge. First off, I will test your formative knowledge through class packets. I want you to do Cornell notes so I can collect them and observe your readings. Next, we'll do Clue games so I can see how quickly you can remember something for your future tests. Next, I'll have you make flashcards, which will go over key events and significant people for the revolution. And of course, class discussions. I want to hear what you think about the revolution in your own words so I know you understand everything. We'll also have a weekly paragraph. And then on Fridays, I want to hear you write. I want to see you write a one-page one paragraph basically on what you think was the most important thing we learned that week. And lastly, we'll be watching a History Channel documentary on the French Revolution, after which you will be given a quiz. Now, for your final grades, we based on 2 things. 1, a Google slide presentation showing off what you know about the French Revolution, and a final exam, which is basically like any other class, nearly a final exam. So, the presentation. The presentation should cover the following key points: the lead up to the revolution, the key events of the revolution, the impact the revolution had on society, how the revolution impacts the life you lead today. And here's the rubric for the PowerPoint. Nothing special. Basically, the key thing is you do in any other PowerPoint. Just be accurate, be a good presenter, make sure you lack spelling and grammar mistakes, and speak loudly. Now, moving on from that, our unit lessons. Now, like in any other class, I will give you presentations, and there will be questions. This is one of the presentations I will show in class, and here are the questions you'll have to answer for it. Basically just key basic things. This goes over how the revolution differed from previous ones, so in this PowerPoint we will go over the Glorious Revolution, the preceding English dynasty, the usurpers, the effects the Glorious Revolution had on British society, a little short video to go along with it, the American Revolution, and a little fast forward here. The French Revolution, how it changed from a monarchy to a republic and its impact on society. Now, moving on from there, we go into our graphic organizer. Now for the graphic organizer part of the class, I want to see you guys create a timeline using Timeline.js. I basically want to hear what you think are the most important parts of the French Revolution, where it started, where you believe it ended. Moving on here, here's one I created just to present. Now, I want you to understand this. You cannot copy this. This will be considered cheating, but this is basically the gist I want. I want 10 slides, an image, and the dates to go along with them. Nothing hard, and it shouldn't take that long either. Now, let's move on to a rubber-sized iPad assignment. So, like any democracy, there's always factions which want to decide how the society is run based on pre-consisting political beliefs. The French Revolution had several. Then they were known as political clubs. Here are a variety of questions I want you to answer. 3 to 5 sentences for each question, and provided a series of helpful links to help you answer them. Each one of them will take information you will use to answer these questions. But you don't have to use these links. These are just examples. If you'd rather use your own information, feel free, as long as it's from a credible website. Now, let's move on to our unit resources. Now, right here, a variety of resources you can use for this class. This class will be more than just what you learn in class, but what you learn outside of it. To make sure you do, I provided a series of helpful links that give out information from the National Archive, which provides a series of newspaper clippings dating back to the French Revolution, to information on key figures like Marie Antoinette, or how grain harvests caused massive dissatisfaction in the government, and how that contributed to the revolution. Here's the political factions link again. This will take you to one of the other websites for political factions. And here are 2 little short quizzes. You won't be graded on these. These are merely there to help you get ready for tests. So if you don't do good on these, you have an idea of what to study for your test. And here are 2 links to videos I think will be of great help for you throughout this unit. The French Revolution in 9 minutes. A short video, but it will cover the key points you will have to learn for this class, and the more in-depth French Revolution History Channel documentary. We will watch this in class, but in case you're absent or want to learn more from it and want to pay more key attention to it, it will be here. And here is the study.com link, which will take you to a series of smaller short videos, which will help you focus on more specific focuses of the French Revolution, such as, a little bit, the Reign of Terror, economic causes, and the creation of the National Assembly. Now, getting out of there, we then move on to our digital unit plan. So, as you might have realized by now, the digital unit plan is basically just what I've gone over this video. It has the exact same quoting standards, give you a key hint of what we'll do in class, how will I grade you, the assignments you'll go over, and of course, various links. Links on here are the exact same you'll find in resources, and a few more. Just, and if you ever want to see the video again, the video will be posted here. So, just in case you have to go over information. And here is the link to my teaching website. Just like there's one for my French Revolution unit, there's one for just my history class in general. It'll have information why I have a website, my classroom rules and policies, history in general, what assignments are due, day-to-day resources, how to interact on the internet, and how to stay safe. Now, I hope you all have a good day, and you'll learn a lot in this unit. After all, the French Revolution was key in shaping the life you live in today. I hope you understand that. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you in class. Goodbye.